Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time. I've been very busy, but I will promise that I will do my best to now upload a daily video again. And I would say without further ado, let's just start diving into the charts. Like I said, it's been a very long time. A lot has happened for BTC, and right now we are looking here at the 12-hour, and finally, for the first time in weeks, what maybe even months, we are finally seeing some weakness. Alts have been bleeding quite a lot, and it looks like BTC wants to roll over a little bit. What do I mean? Well, first of all, if we're looking here at the chart, then we're seeing this blue line. That is the 50-day EMA, and yesterday we closed the daily candle underneath. We are, by the way, right now here on the 12-hour. And you can also see we had this triangle. We broke out, we back tested it, and now we are going lower. I am looking for two very important levels. That is 60,800 and 57, let's say 57,450, 57,500. Both of these levels I can see as a liquidity grab, something like this, where we maybe first go lower, then eventually reclaim the level again and then go higher. We then could make just a lower high, so lower high compared to this, to eventually nuke lower, or we do something where we first take out both of the lows, then reclaim the level, and then eventually make a lower high and go lower. If that doesn't happen, and really market structure is here super key, so keep an eye out for that. Let's say we're claiming level 1 or level 2. Let's say we're doing level 2 with a big dump, no one is expecting it, and then eventually we are reclaiming a level and really changing market structure bullish. Then eventually I would aim for the highs. The reason why I'm saying this, because now it sounds like, oh, or we go up or we go down, is it really depends on how we are reacting at these big liquidity levels. Again, 60,800 and 57,500. If we are able to reclaim it and really change market structure bullish, then yeah, I think there's a good chance for us to go higher. Why? Because these highs here on the top, they actually look very ugly, very unfinished. This is actually not really what you want to see on a top. So I still think there's a good chance for us to go to 74,000. Reason I name 74,000, because there is a lot of liquidity in the books. So keep an eye on out for that. How would I play this? Well, like I said, I would really wait for a loss and reclaim of the level, but actually there could be two very nice long trades. So then you have one absolutely from the bottom, you put your stop loss underneath the wick, and you could easily then already, or quite fast, aim for a risk to reward at 1 to 8 or even 1 to 10, depending on how deep the wick is. And then the second one, of course, is here from this low, in case we're not getting to the lowest point, and again I will at least target for new all-time high. So that also gives you almost a 1 to 7. For the short, there are a few scenarios. We could look for a back test here of the 50-day EMA. The only thing is that you see that we have a lot of wicks, so I usually never trade this actively as a short. I just see it more as a reference for support and resistance. If we're zooming out on the 1 hour and you're not in a short yet, then we could also try to short on a back test of a golden pocket or the 78.6. The problem is only that the price action right now is really weak. So I would then say wait maybe a little bit till you have a bit more confirmation. This actually also looks pretty ugly. The lows here looks unfinished, so probably New York is going to give us a bit more of a price movement, and then this should be your 78.6 or golden pocket. With that being said, and let me quickly zoom out here on the 12-hour, that is also one of the major shorts that I am looking at to take, is that if we are getting something like a liquidity grab and we are unable to maintain or really change market structure, is that we are getting something like a golden pocket bounce. So we are going lower first, and like I said, let's say taking liquidity, maybe reclaiming a level, everyone's getting bullish, yeah, we're going higher, and then eventually we're rolling over and we are just making that lower high. That lower high for me then needs to line up with the golden pocket, something like this. That would then come in at approximately 65,000 to 66,000. something like this. Here also I would wait really until you really see that rollover, that rejection, and then my stop loss, I mean textbook, usually goes here above the high, but it doesn't give you a nice risk to reward because you have no idea where this ends up. You first should target then here at the lows, so then you're getting a 1 to 2 or even less. So I would always then say on such a big time frame, just zoom out a little bit, let this play out, let it roll over from their golden pocket again, 66 to 66,500. And then really just put your stop loss above the local high. So that would then be for me the trade or the play. Also here a risk reward of at least 1 to 5. After that we are actually looking only here at approximately 52,000. So these two levels that I marked with the thick yellow, those are going to be major important. Again, 60,800 and 57,500. The reaction at this level, if it's going to be a complete loss, is going to be a loss and a reclaim, or are we maybe even going to spend some time here before we reclaim it? That is everything. That is super important. Right now, if you're not in a trade and you're not scalping, then I would say let it play out. Wait for the golden pocket here if you want a short or maybe a local golden pocket after New York Open, or wait for a long at the two longs that I just put in, because these are just the best levels, and especially because we have these two lows now so close to each other. This is very ugly. This is also pretty unfinished, and price action is pretty weak. So I wouldn't be surprised if during New York Open today we are going to visit some of these lows. Yesterday the S&P 500 got a pretty big move to the downside. That is also the reason that Bitcoin dumped lower and was unable to really hold this level. So also keep an eye on the S&P 500. Also there we see now for the first time in many weeks finally some weakness on the chart. Keep an eye out for that. And if you see the S&P 500 going lower, most likely we're going to take the liquidity from these levels. If the S&P is holding stable or we're going higher, then just trying to look for a long maybe off these levels, or a very small time frame. But this requires some experience, a market structure change. So what you then do is you really zoom in on a smaller time frame, and then you say, okay, you know what, this is a high, and then I'm getting in on a lower high a higher low, for example, and then this is then your entry, or that you do it on a much higher time frame, or even in a higher price. It doesn't really matter. You do not always need to catch the exact bottom of a move to get in. You can also do it on a much later moment in time. Alright guys, that was it for today. Quick update. I just want to say to you that I am back, and I will try to keep uploading from now every day on again. I'm also very active on Twitter. The link for Twitter you will find in the description, so definitely check that out, and see you guys very soon again in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye bye.